We now know how long the arsonist who started the Thompson fire will spend behind bars. We'll tell you what's behind the recent surge in mosquitoes and whether they pose a West Nile threat. And
a partial government shutdown looms as DHS Secretary Kristi Noem faces growing criticism on Capitol Hill. I'm Natalie Brand with what Democrats want as part of the funding negotiation.
Covering Northern California. You're watching Action News Now. Coverage you can count on.
New at noon, the man convicted of starting the Thompson fire in Orville was sentenced to 20 years in prison today. The judge did not allow us to video the sentencing, where Spencer Anderson was also ordered to pay more than $2 million in restitution to the 13 victims who lost their homes in the fire. Last month, the jury found Anderson guilty of 2 counts of arson. Prosecutors say he admitted testing a safe and sane firework along Cherokee Road, sparking the fire that burned nearly 3,800 acres in July of 2024 and forced thousands of people to evacuate. Also new at noon, the man who pleaded guilty to dealing drugs at the Genesis Pallet Shelter in Chico was sentenced to 3 years, 1 year behind bars in the Butte County Jail, the other 2 years under mandatory supervision, and also signed over $50,000 in assets from drug proceeds. Michael Harrigan, arrested in December at the shelter, where he was charged with trafficking a large amount of fentanyl to other residents there. DA Mike Ramsey said between August of 2024 and September 2025, 4 people died of overdoses at the Genesis site. A 5th person died nearby. This is a live look of beautiful Mount Shasta. This is from the Hammond Ranch Alert California camera. We're seeing quite a few clouds in the sky today after some overnight rain. Meteorologist Mikkel Hannah Harding has a look at what to expect for the day ahead.
Well, hey there, Linda. We are taking a look at radar and satellite here behind me. You can see some of those light showers and even snow showers trying to push into Siskiyou County, just haven't had much success for this morning, and we're going to continue to see that field throughout today. Could see some isolated precip, though, to the north here by this evening into the latter parts of tonight. We've been dealing with some of that really dense fog on the valley floor and into the foothills. Starting to see that slowly scour out, but definitely a foggy start for some of us today. So we're looking for that mixture of clouds, maybe some afternoon sunshine, but again, keep in mind to the north, we'll keep those rain chances around. Lots of 40s and 50s from the Cascades down through the Sierra as we head towards the foothills, starting to get closer to 60 by then. And for the north and mid-valley, we're talking about those temperatures around 64 today. We'll look at your forecast in more detail coming up.
Thank you, Mikkel. New at noon, Butte County Mosquito Control says warmer weather is bringing out mosquitoes that have hibernated over the colder months. 65 degrees or warmer wakes them up, and Mosquito Control says they're hungry and looking for blood. This variety, Anopheles freeborni, are hard to control because traditional methods aren't effective, in part due to the weather. The good news is they're not considered likely to transmit the West Nile virus, but you should still protect yourself. Siskiyou County deputies arrested a suspect after seizing more than 1,300 pounds of illegal marijuana during a traffic stop. Shell Saunders of Fort Bragg was stopped in the Mount Shasta Vista area. Deputies say they found the marijuana packed into 74 bags. A gun was also found in the engine compartment, along with more than $253,000. Saunders arrested for transportation and possession of marijuana for sale. Orville police traveled to Texas to arrest a 19-year-old on child pornography charges. The investigation started in October when Orville police got a tip that Tiberius Kilpatrick received and possessed child porn. Officers served a search warrant at his Orville home January 23rd and learned he was attending military boot camp in San Antonio, Texas. While at the home, police say they seized several devices connected to the case, and Michael Kilpatrick and Katie Allen were arrested after they observed unsafe conditions for children who were living in the home. Tiberius Kilpatrick was in San Antonio, but he has since been transported back to Butte County, where he is behind bars. Prescribed burning continues today in the Concow Basin area of the Plumas National Forest. Today, crews will burn in the area of Crane Ridge Road and Rim Road. Yesterday, they burned more than 130 acres near Kirby Creek Road. The project there has been paused until next week because of the weather. You are asked to avoid these roads because of the burn project. Concow Road, Crane Ridge Road, Kirby Creek Road, Vista Ridge Road, and Rim Road. You're also asked to be careful on Highway 70 when driving past the burn areas. The threat of a partial government shutdown is looming after the weekend killing of Minneapolis resident Alex Preddy by federal agents. With Friday's deadline fast approaching, Democrats are pushing for policy changes to ICE, and a growing number want Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem to step down. Natalie Brandt has the latest from the White House.
Secretary.
Democratic leaders are calling for DHS Secretary Kristi Noem to be fired or face impeachment proceedings in the aftermath of Saturday's shooting death of Alex Preddy.
She's deeply unqualified. She never should have been confirmed to begin with by Senate Republicans.
More than 160 House Democrats have signed on to an impeachment resolution. While it's unlikely to move forward in the Republican-controlled Congress, a growing number of GOP lawmakers are calling for an impartial investigation into the incident. And at least two Republican senators, Tom Tillis and Lisa Murkowski, say Noem should step down.
She has taken this administration into the ground on an issue that we should own. We should own the issue of border security and immigration.
So far, President Trump appears to be standing by her, saying she's doing a great job.
She was there with the border. Who closed up the border? She did, with Tom Homan, with the whole group.
The backlash over the shooting and immigration crackdown in Minneapolis has also triggered a standoff on Capitol Hill over a bill to fund the Department of Homeland Security, with a deadline Friday.
The Senate must not pass the DHS budget as currently written.
Democrats are pushing for reforms to be included in the negotiation.
I am looking for a series of changes in conduct so that Border Patrol and ICE are following standards that most of us expect of every state and local law enforcement officer.
The structure of the bill actually provides incredible safeguards and a lot of progress.
Senate Republicans want to move forward with a vote on the funding measure without changes, saying other agencies such as FEMA and TSA would be impacted by a partial shutdown. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
On social media today, President Trump took a shot at Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey, saying that he is, quote, playing with fire after Frey suggested the city would not change its sanctuary policies. The Border Patrol agents involved in Alex Preddy's fatal shooting are on administrative leave. The announcement comes as the department appears to be distancing itself from its initial statement on the shooting. According to a spokesperson, the initial statement was based on reports from, quote, a very chaotic scene. Shortly after Preddy was killed, Saturday, DHS said he violently resisted Customs and Border Protection and appeared to want to massacre law enforcement. Now the department says that an investigation is underway and DHS will let the facts lead the investigation. Still ahead today, Amazon announces plans to lay off thousands more workers. And we have details on the discussion at the state capitol this week about the threat California's growing wolf population poses to people and livestock.